Yep. Okay. Well, this is the show. Hello and welcome to Time for the Show. This is Doktor Faux sitting here at the Hyper Console, which I haven't done for a while. Wow. So nice to be here. In fact, I did this last week. I sat here in this chair while we had Rubix Pube here in the studio. And we were just finishing up the Hypercube Company picnic. And we sat down with Reverend Peas and Rubix Pube and recorded. Well, it was supposed to be an interview segment. And what I'm going to play you tonight is the entire raw file. It's a little longer than a standard show. And there are still some intermissions. You have a break or two that you'll be able to get away from. But I've got work to do on this one. This was recorded with multiple audio tracks. And while I have normalized the audio, there is a room mic on. And you can hear P's just echoing a little bit. So I do need to chop this down and make it into more digestible bits. But you are able to hear everyone. Rob and Reverend Ness and Rock God and Fidd Chewley were here. And P's was on the Hypercom. And this was, it's a different way of doing the show. And I haven't been over in this seat in a while. So I need to get back into that. But I'll be working on the Rubix Pube music video for RoboCop, but a mountain lion. We have footage from that Dr. Cosmac and I collected while the Pubes were here in Orlando just the other week. And then I'll be going back through this and getting this a little bit saucier. But for the sake of being able to hear everything tonight, I've normalized every audio track together, and I've tried to pull back any background noise. But I've never edited and synced audio like this before, so it's a little bit different. But when I cut them up, I'll probably put them up on the Patreon and then digest them out to the Hypercube YouTube. Which I will say, if you are watching this for the first time, if you're a fan of Rubix Pube, we'd like to feature one song that they wrote a few years ago over and over on this channel, on this show. And I'm going to go ahead and just pull this up here, and I'm going to read off the Patreon list for this week, because after I step away, I'm going to hit play, and I'm going to walk back, and I might close out the show. I might not. But let me just pull up the list here, and if you want to be a saucy boy and get your Tindy points, then do yourself a solid. Not on someone's chest, but into the Patreon at patreon.com/hypercube. These are the people you can blame for this show tonight. And that includes Reverend Red, Reverend Loch Ness, Subject T Change, Bob South, Michael Marcus, Trenchy, Agent Lloyd, Negative at Night, Long Dead, Scalpod, Hazel of the Windmills, Long Dead, Scalpod, Hazel, Couch Sloth, Caller 23, and I'm a Subgenius, and Dr. Cosmac, and Apostasy X Fenord. So thanks to everybody for helping out. It was also good to see Fenord was here. Fenord was here, Fidd was here, Cosmac was here, the Pubes were here, and we ran into the boys from TTN. So it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. But again, yeah, the sheer amount of editing to do on this is a long one. This is going to run about 1 hour and 20. So just a little bit longer than how long we do the show now. But I hope you enjoy. Sorry in advance. All right, let's go to the VidCom. See, I was holding the microphone. Could you tell? We're recording this one, Peas, for posteriority.
Are you going to tell me when you press the button, or that's just like whenever?
Well, I always tell you when we press the button, Peas.
Do you?
Yeah, so we're gonna start rolling, and we're gonna pick up the rest of the show tomorrow, regular style. So we're cutting to an interview on this. So I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna throw it over to you. Talk about the show last night. You can cut to a clip. We'll have a clip of the performance last night that we can play. You can take a break, and we can play any song you want to play, and that's stuff I can edit in later or do tomorrow.
Now, listen. is Cosmac and Flux Rutenberg there?
Flux left.
Flux left. He,
What the fuck?
Well, he was asking where you were.
He's dead to me.
He said he got he said he got called in, and then with just a slight amount of superficial digging, it turned out to be his biatch.
Yeah, called in.
Yeah,
Called him to
he
the
was
bar,
saying it like he
being a
got
bitch.
called into work. Meanwhile, he's just pussy whipped. Shut up.
Well, if you're gonna be whipped, pussy whipped is the best way to go.
You have a point.
You know, it beats a real whipping by like 1,000,000%.
Okay, I sent you some viewer mail.
Check.
Okay, you got viewer mails?
I personally prefer to be
And we got
pussy
Proving
whipped.
Grounds?
Yeah,
You got a band name?
yes.
Yeah? Did you send that to me?
I can send it to you.
Okay, we can do a good chunk of the show.
Hello, my buddy. Oh,
Yeah.
why didn't you go down? Did the CIA not give you the time off to go down to this great extravaganza?
We do not.
That seems fucking bullshit. She should be able to pull some kind of surveillance keys kind of maneuver or something.
So, I have a feeling you guys are going to need to hold those mics closer, you guys there, and you might need to lean in on one of their mics.
Okay. Do you want me to just share with him then?
Well, here, I'm cranking you up. Talk.
Yep. That might be easier though, just to lean in and you don't have to hear me like breathing in between.
Well, now that you said it that
No,
way,
that's
it doesn't nearly as
90% of
fun.
our show is people breathing,
It's
and
really
we
bright.
really don't want to mess with that magic formula. So
Okay,
Multiple.
Master Six has sent me stuff, so I guess we'll
Oh, yeah.
run them through the show. One show ringer.
I guess I should have posted them to show notes. Let me resend them to you because I sent them to you directly.
Can you hear me, bees? Let me know you can hear me.
This is
Oh,
very.
there they are.
Let me copy that back there.
Bees.
I'm not used to this level of
Bees.
unprofessionality.
And Chewley, I can't tell who's more handsome, you or
Yeah.
Rob.
You gotta be on the fucking.
We gotta really just.
You
You gotta be in that
Rob,
bitch.
our
Hello.
Like,
And that's 'cause-
We're gonna be
and
like
that's
this
really
the
Hi, Mom.
interesting.
Should I
That's
use
because
this one or should I
transcends
just go into
handsomeness
the other one?
into
I would
just
say go into the other one.
I can
masculine
only hear
essence.
that mic.
Either
I
one.
can't hear this one or that one.
Yeah, I don't
That's
hear
what
Fidd's
I'm-
mic or Rob's mic. I hear
can hear.
there's
This
some tapping.
is sound-
Now it's louder.
There we go.
Now I can start hearing
I'm
it.
just gonna use this then, I think.
Hey, out of all the podcasts you guys have done, which is this like the most
Right on it.
professional one?
Is P still talking?
Yeah. It's my job. It's sound check. Don't fucking judge me, dude.
Yeah, no, this is definitely the most professional. But the last one was run by like kindergartners, so
I think this is the first time
Yeah, but it was
I'm
funny.
actually being
it was
interviewed.
fucking
with you
funny. We
guys.
talked about crayons. It was great.
First time I'm on a podcast.
What's your
with
favorite
you guys.
flavor?
Of crayon, red.
All right, well, I guess we might as well just do this then.
Alright, it's in the notepad then. Do you want me to
That's
give
the
any
noise that
instructions
means the
out
show's
here?
gonna start.
No, just make up some Nigerian princes. You'll need to grab some users.
Okay.
I do not want a Nigerian. You're getting one. I do not want one.
We're that's what we're drinking. Could you hand me a can of user,
Nigerian.
please?
Then
We are having drinky food.
Nice. Water.
Alright.
That's a booty hole. Booty hole.
And welcome to another rousing, especially like tastefully rousing episode of Time for the Show. I'm Doktor Faux, broadcasting to you live from Hypercube Sub-Basement 27 Studios, deep in the heart of the future capital of America's California, Orlando, Florida. Brought to you by Hypercom, which you could normally visit and interact with us, but we're not doing that. We're pre-recording this. You're not invited. The only guy that is my favorite. He's easy, he's squeezy, and he's lemony fraîche. He's fraîche. It's French. It's, if you want to be that way, it's Fidd Chewley.
I'm the second most handsome person on this show.
Right after our voted number one most handsome lad in all the land, Reverend Peas. How you do? There you are, Peas. We can see you now. I'm glad we're taping this, so you could come in at a delay. How's the satellite delay in Las Vegas, Utah today?
It seems that the delay isn't too bad today, if you can follow what I'm talking about. But other than that, it's an extreme time to do show, kids, and enough pandemonium with artificial satellite delays from LA, because as you know, Peas likes to be called Nevada Peas, and he's broadcasting to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada, entertainment capital of the world, soon to be the home of the Rubix Pubes as they do their 75-year residency at the Flamingo Hotel. It's an exciting time to be alive, that's all I've got to say.
And we happen to have the Rubix Pubes themselves.
What?
Right here.
It's impossible.
In the
Say
stooge.
that?
Oh.
Where the fuck?
On time for the show.
Here we are.
What the hell are you all looking
What?
at?
Like a
Here we are.
hell, like a 75-year
Where am I?
residency at the
I
Flamingo
wasn't here
in
a
Las
moment ago.
Vegas. That's got to be like some level of hell where they're like, okay, this is pretty bad. You killed some babies. This is what you're gonna do.
Yeah. Here we
Yeah.
are.
Accurate.
Alright, well, Rubix Pubes.
What's up?
The
What's up?
obvious
Yeah.
first question is, what do you have to say for yourselves?
I am Bishop Reverend Lord Rock God, and I don't have dig to say for myself, because I don't have to.
You just did.
My mom
But
still
you
loves
could. You could if you fixed your attitude, I think. Oh, that's my bestest friend in the whole world. Outside of the bass player, Rob Shepard.
Oh, hello. How you doing?
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm
It's
doing
been
good.
so long since. Did you guys miss me? Because I wanted
More than
to
I
go,
can really
but Fox
express
said
on
I
radio.
couldn't come.
Yeah, I did.
Fox
just a
said I
lot.
wasn't allowed to go.
You missed it all. You missed it all.
They
We played
dedicated
your
an
song.
entire show to you.
Yeah.
Peas.
We did an entire
Oh my
third set
God,
where we just
you
played
kidding
your
me.
song on repeat.
You guys are the best.
They all had little
Now-
fedoras on, and
Yeah.
what's that? What's
This is
that?
a big deal, though, right? I mean, you guys toured down the Atlantic seaboard. Let's put this in perspective. This is a major event, and you performed in front of thousands of people up and down the Atlantic seaboard. As a matter of fact, the entire continent of North America is all on Twitter about the success of this show and tour. And I'm just curious to say, or to hear from you, how do you think it went?
I was up for 3 days straight, and then I got about 4 hours of sleep, and I'm enjoying the end of this tour at Hypercube very much. And watching all the walls make pretty colors, because I
They
haven't
do.
slept.
You know, it's an odd experience. They do that all the time, regardless of what's happened to you. They just seem to do that there. So it's a good observation. I'm glad you made it.
Yeah, me too. We did shows though. We did Tennessee, we did South Carolina. Everyone got rowdy. I got a big hat. Got a very big hat from Tennessee.
I saw that big orange hat, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yep. I had a wallet thrown on stage. I stuck it. A wallet was thrown on the stage in Tennessee. I stuck it in my leotards instinctively, of course. And then at the end of the show, I got paid $100 to give the wallet back.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I hope that happens at every show.
Me too.
Bring your wallets to RubixPube.com.
Now, I think, it was in a situation, Vanessa, that you could have held out for like $500 and said like, hey, it's got $100 of my essence on it now. So I respect your $400 offer, but really I'm going to need $5 for you to get it back.
That's just priceless now.
Yeah, it really is. I could have made cooter wallet candles if I really wanted to.
Yeah.
Geez, it's early
That early
at
piece?
Christmas. And that's when cooter candles really, the sales for cooter candles are really high at Christmas time. Don't you think, Fidd Chewley?
Yeah, it's when, people are at their loneliest, their one source of comfort is that cooter candle.
If I don't get to smell some cooter pretty quick, I'm just gonna kill myself before the first of the year. And then they get the candle, and they're saved.
That's how it
It's
goes.
a public service if you think about it.
Well, it takes a big, big man to admit that his only respite in life is a vagina-scented candle. And that man is you,
You can get those from Goop.
Goop.com.
Meryl Streep sells them, I think.
Yes, that's I think what we're
The devil
saying.
wears nada. Which brings me, I mean, Peas, if you've got ridiculous
Favorite
questions,
time
then
of
we
the
should
show.
actually go to my favorite time of the show. It's the Piezo box.
Wait,
Where
no, wait a minute.
What?
Was I
Go ahead.
supposed to be
It sounded
doing serious
important.
Questions? Because
I'm
I could
waiting.
have done some serious questions. I thought it was a lighthearted banter with the band
You
after
asked a
their
pointed
exhausting
question.
tour. Well, I didn't know you wanted to be a serious news piece.
Let the man speak.
Wow. You're hired.
Get a room.
All right, so yeah, it's the Piezo box where we answer your real, honest-to-goodness letters to the show and Peas.
So I'm gonna ask another question then. This will be a pen.
Uh-huh.
What is...
You're asking another question?
No, it's
You lining
fine.
one
I'm
up?
good.
Well, I know what we're lining up over here. and
I'm
that's
not drinking this
the
Nigerian
ab-
Prince.
Yeah, what is this
Absolutely. This is the
murky
Hypercube.
brown shit in my glass?
So yeah,
I'm not
it's,
drinking it.
It's not X Day without checking the septic tanks right. But yeah, that's the audience designated show drink from the time for the poll
It's
survey.
it's Yoo-hoo and bourbon.
It smells like Drano and the toilet water from fucking Uncle Lou's.
Don't dress it up that much. We don't have
Ness
that many
is
standards.
doing it.
But yeah, here we
Cheers.
are.
Cheers,
Cheers,
man.
everybody.
You can't sip it, Ness. You gotta just throw it back.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can stomach
Is
it.
there any truth
Oh
in
gosh, you did it! Oh!
WW.
It's not that bad.
Hey,
It's not
Not
bad
bad at all.
No.
It doesn't make
Yeah, that's what we
a
call
little bit of an
it.
aftertaste.
It's
Midnight
actually,
It's
yeah,
not bad. It's not bad.
pee good.
Yeah, really not bad.
I wouldn't drink it.
I can't.
I give it a
Peas
6
wouldn't
out of
drink
possible
it. You
points.
hear that, Fidd? Peas wouldn't drink it.
Well,
Peas wouldn't drink it.
It
And
looks
I'll
like we're
drink
split
urine
here
in the
between the two
desert.
drinkers and the two non-drinkers of this chocolate milk.
It's a fucking war. What are you gonna do about it?
Well, I'm just gonna say I'm glad I got Fidd Chewley on my side.
You guys did this whole thing. Do you think, like, was each show equally awesome, or did the culmination at Uncle Lou build it up to a huge peak of anticipation and then release that the tour's over and now you're heading back? I mean, how did it play out in your minds? Were you nervous? Were you?
It was obvious any psychotronic energy they had
How's
generated.
this going for the Pube?
Well, I mean, we're dead inside,
Oh,
so we're
thanks
never.
thanks for answering for the pubes, Fox. Thanks, Billy Preston.
Yeah, all of our further questions will be answered by Argus Fox.
Line them up, Peas.
All right then. I just want to know the rules going in.
Yeah,
Man.
give him some
Well
questions.
played, bro.
he's just getting all Larry
Well,
King on
well.
Rubik's Pube's ass right now.
How you need your
Well,
suspenders,
you know, because
Peas.
people are excited. People are excited. There hasn't been this kind of TikTok discussion about an artist in the church and just in general in society of this originality and progression for, I want to say, at least 5 or 6 weeks. And so this is really quite the...
At least.
It's quite a ballad.
I just want to be a part of it, and if there's a big party on the I want to make sure that I'm remembered for this interview and I get invited to that. That's the main reason that I'm here, kissing up to the people.
So it's purely
I think that's honest, and I think, it's respected by the band. That's where I'm coming from, right, guys?
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
I think you just want to reap the benefits.
Yeah.
Like, you skipped the show, which we dedicated entirely to you.
Yeah, he spells reap a different way.
You know, I cried. I actually
Rob
cried.
cried and you missed it.
Listen.
We literally saved a guy. He was in a wheelchair and he came to our show and he walked and you fucking missed it.
That is absolutely true.
Yes.
We literally saved a guy's life.
And I was...
That shit was magical.
Miracles abound.
Yeah.
Well, it's because I was there with you in spirit.
They healed him with their rock.
You were like a suppository up my ass.
And then he flew like one out the front door.
Out of my asshole.
I'm glad
It seems
that.
like just digressing.
Well, you were asking earlier. You were asking earlier, Peas, about everything culminating there at the end with the energy that they brought, and where I was getting was that the psychotronic energy that they had stored through this tour absolutely manifested as a beacon in Orlando last night, because it was a red carpet affair of crazy. And I'm glad you guys were able to get a true Uncle Lou's Mills Avenue experience.
It really did feel authentic, honestly. Not only was I vertical, but I was horizontal. And I did so much music, saw so many miracles, and also Baby Adam killed it. So
Yeah, the guys from TTN, as Fidd puts it, were playing instruments.
It was quite the sight.
It was, I didn't know they could do that. I'll have to start working
Nobody
with those
did.
guys.
Well,
Nobody
I
did.
truly, truly am disappointed in myself as a human being that I could not make it.
Good.
And I was asked to go, but there was just no way it was humanly possible, with me trying to rescue scoops from the Ukraine and using my connections in Jamaica, Jim Macon, you know him, of course. It was just no way for me to go, and I feel bad because like I said, I feel like this was like, man, this is another step up on the staircase to heaven.
Yeah.
You really.
We
But
are
it's
like
so awesome, even from last year at the X-Day shows, and now you guys are doing the Eastern Seaboard. I heard that there's rumors that you might be opening for U2 as they do a series of sonnets
God, no.
of the 15th century. But still, it's a good money-paying gig, so you guys should be fine.
You can't
but,
say
that's
oh, no.
exciting stuff. To be part of that.
I'm not really sure that would work. But yeah, no, it was great. It was a great little run, and we're happy to culminate here amongst our friends. All the good, beautiful people were there.
Fidd and I are here too.
Yeah, they were there as well, and that was nice. So,
But
because
you
that
were.
makes the beautiful people look more beautiful, because you have to have some ugly people in the room.
Right.
To remind you how
Exactly.
beautiful
You gotta
the
have a
beautiful.
fit.
Exactly. It's like having the fat friend when you go out to like the disco.
Das Discotheque, yeah.
You need
And
7 fists to
the
equal one fat friend.
is the best dancer in the whole world.
Oh.
Everybody's like, wow, this is like Rerun from that show that Rerun was in. This guy's a great dancer. But you were the one who took the risk to take your big fat friend on the back of your motorcycle. You're not even sure if the front tire would stay on the ground to the discotheque. and give them the opportunities to dance and make friends, and that's what makes you a hero, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He did snuggle me last night.
I did, yeah. But it was weird because
Fidd Chewley.
we
If I was
snuggled.
within 3 states of you, I'd be snuggling you.
So we snuggled, but like my feet were next to his head. So it was
It was more like a
it was a
69.
little unorthodox. It was like a
It's good.
69 snuggle. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I would pretend it was a situation where we might freeze to death and take my clothes off and make sure I was really
Oh,
skin
absolutely,
to
like
skin.
that absolutely.
Yeah, I was
It is-
hoping to like just gut you open and crawl inside.
Wasn't that like an episode of Taxi where Andy Kaufman and what's her face were in a car and the
You know, a
guy
lot
was
of people
cold?
don't know this,
No?
but when Fidd Chewley
They-
dies, he's
they had to
going
eat
to
Danny
leave his
DeVito
beard
to
They did. They had
and I'm
they
going to have
cooked
it
Danny
woven
DeVito.
into a shawl that I wear at the old folks' home. And people say,
Pubes?
oh,
Not
that's
your
so
not your
silky, it's
serape.
hard.
Your serape.
Is it alpaca? And I'll say, no, it's Irish.
Did you eat paint chips as a kid?
That's good. People get the joke.
With dip.
That's why.
With extra.
You're listening to Time for the
Now,
Show.
listen,
This
in
is
all
the
fairness,
interview
my
with
timing's a little off because
Flux.
it's Sunday afternoon. I've had fun and been hanging out.
yeah.
Rubix Pube is here, and
Making food.
we're asking them all of the hard questions tonight. And so far, they've been taking them like champions.
Make me cry.
Seriously, I'm on the verge.
So, out of the three of you,
Yes.
which can hold more Krispy Kreme glazed donuts on their dick at once?
Vanessa,
Yeah,
hands down. I've seen it actually. It's weird that you bring that up because that's actually happened.
Did you
Vanessa.
guys play my song? Did you make a song out of them lyrics I sent you?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you
you
missed
missed
it.
it.
You missed it.
100%.
It was really good, actually.
But
It
you
was-
like recorded it so I could see it, right? So
there
I
was
could,
a
like,
tape. There was a tape
They
malfunction.
ran out of batteries.
Yeah, no, the
If you
batteries
claim
all
to be
died.
a time traveler, you should be able to go back to yesterday and
feels-
see the show for yourself.
I should, but it would be nice to see it now with all that extra work on my part of traveling through time and everything. What if I step on the wrong thing and fuck up the timeline just to go hear my songs being performed? They're not my songs. They're our songs. We collectively made one of them together in like 5 minutes.
This is true. This is true. Live in the YouTube comments, edited over the span of days.
Well, I'm sure you put your own spin on it. I mean, I would expect that, you know,
we spit on it. That's
you know, even the Beatles song, Hey Jude, started out with, hey, can we eat these crickets I found in the gutter?
I was
That
afraid
was
you were
the
going to say
original
something
line to the song.
anti-Semitic.
I'm always
He's
afraid of
not
that.
anti-Semitic.
I identify as the cricket.
What's your favorite
I
part of
found
the
that
show,
offensive.
Sid?
It's fucking offensive. Like,
My favorite part of the show is time for the band.
Offense.
he's an offense, a strategic offense.
All right,
See, isn't it so much more fun when you're here for it? It's not nearly as boring as at home.
That's true. We have like the support of our team and our
He set up
lawyers.
a really nice
The wonderful
table and
makeup
stuff for you guys,
department.
too.
No, the makeup
That's
department's
normally
amazing.
not there. It's not real nice like that. He went to a lot of effort to make it look like a round table and a professional thing.
Yes.
So.
A round
I'm
table with
so
four straight
spoiled.
edges.
Brought to you by
Yeah.
4 straight edges.
And by the way, Peas, why do you keep throwing it to me? Okay? The thing is, guess what? I'm drunk. It's Sunday. And it's been a long weekend. I'm fucked up. So I am not in anywhere near my capacity to be able to do radio right now.
All the more reason to
Because-
bring you into this.
And now I'm in a room, I got these bright lights on me, I feel like I'm getting like interrogated,
Hell
like
yeah.
I know where some like hypersonic missile silo locations are, and there's a fucking Russian guy holding a penknife to my throat.
We know you do and tell us
And
the
you're saying
information
you
now.
don't.
Well-
And you're saying you don't, right?
He knows,
Vic?
he knows. Don't
That's
listen
your
to him.
official position.
I know
Well,
they
don't
have
know
ways of
the
making
answer
me
to your
talk, and so far it's working. This is torture. Radio
She'll be
boarding.
fine.
Getting
75
radio boarded
minutes.
right now.
That's all it is.
We have electrodes
75 minutes
attached
of
to it
time
on
for the
outside.
show, and you've served your time in hell.
Yep.
Hey, thanks, Bees. I'm glad my contributions to the show have added up too.
No, I sent Fox this whole drunken thing like 4 days ago about the whole premise of doing show is punishment for doing the show. And I went back and read it, and I'm like, what the fuck did I mean when I said this? And so it's one of those things when you were drunk, you were like, oh, this is brilliant. This is like one of them Star Trek, Deep Space Nine time loop things.
It does make sense,
When I
and
read
now
it
you're
later-
letting me know I'm
When I
drunk.
read it later, I was like, well, I probably just really irritated Fox at 3 in the morning with my incessant texts.
We could just all be drunk and just ruin the show.
I'm working
Just
on
being
it.
drunk
Just-
all over.
really
I
am.
ultimately
You
want
only
to
have to do one of
Yeah,
those
when do you
things.
guys go back? You go back tomorrow?
All right, I can ruin the
show's
show's
on the
over.
way back up, or it's right back up to wherever it is that Rubik's Pube calls home.
I think we're gonna probably leave on Monday and go back to sacred Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, where we're from, the Lehigh Valley, and curl
Now,
up
hey,
in
let
a
me
pile
ask
of
you
cats.
something.
What?
Do you remember back in the day, about 15 years ago, there used to be a little local newspaper called the Carrier Pigeon in Bethlehem, Bethlehem, Salem, Pennsylvania. Did you ever get that as a kid?
You're making this up.
You guys want to do that paper?
No,
We love having you on the show, though,
It was
because
published there is that I was in charge of the publication of that paper from an IT standpoint.
sure you were.
And I spent actually a lot of time in that town.
And you did a great job.
Super easy to read big letters.
I think it's really nice that you let Peace come on the show. You know, I mean, the elderly need a voice too, and whether they get confused or not, it's really not a big deal. It's fine. It's acceptable.
Is that caller 23?
I know it's like he's lurking around every corner for the past weekend. He's not even here.
Yeah, yeah.
Who do you
Yeah,
like?
keep your eyes
Wait,
out for
now, Pease, you have a lot of respect for people, right? You've been going on and on
do.
about how much profound respect you have for caller 23, right?
Based on his performance at X
I
State,
just did
that's
that.
absolutely correct.
And Rob's like your favorite person of all time, right? When it comes to bass playing or something.
Recently, except for listen, it's a big tie between Rob and Timothy Oliphant on who I have the bigger bro
I'm gonna
crush
pour you
on.
a Nigerian Prince, and you're gonna open another Yoo-Hoo without
Yeah.
touching it.
He's
Wow.
about it. I got you.
What a please.
Me and
man.
alcohol
I'll
going
have
off
the
the mix
cursed
well.
milk.
I am not drinking my Nigerian Prince.
Let me ask you something. Did he really
Reverend
think you
Rob.
guys tripe?
Reverend Rob has now appropriated my Nigerian Prince, and I believe he is
Fox
going to
told me he
momentarily
think you guys
consume
all
it.
tripe. Is that true?
What was that?
Tripe. Did Fox feed you tripe? I asked Fox when he was feeding you guys, and he said tripe.
By tripe, if you mean many packs of cigarettes, yeah, I did eat that.
It's a vegetable.
He also fed us some
That
gruel.
vegetable, it's opinion testing.
We had some Dr. Fox homemade gruel and Dr. Fox homemade cigarettes, which came in a pack that mysteriously looked a lot like American Spirits. But
That's an
Well,
illusion.
listen,
He's
I
well
think that we should
branded.
take a quick.
He makes it look that way so that it's easier for you to
quick,
consume
like
it.
4-minute break and segue into songs and stuff, and then come back and do a bit so I can smoke a cigarette
Better room
and
temperature.
mix my cocktail.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
I've
Rob's
never
already
wanted
on
to
his-
hear
Rob's
20th
already on
Century
his
Man
14th
by
year,
the Kinks
like he's
more than I
Forrest Gump
do
at
right
the
now.
President's house.
Wow, I'm the Dan over here is drinking the Yoo-Hoo straight, like no chaser. He's a fucking animal.
What do you chase you with?
I don't know, come.
Yeah.
Whatever bitches do.
soon.
You chase it with your own tears.
No,
Yeah.
that's lube.
Yoo-hoo, the beverage for people who can't afford chocolate.
In this economy, Pete.
Yeah. What am I, a Rockefeller?
We're a struggling band. What do you expect us to
Basically milk
drink?
that's had the top part separated from it.
We're not drinking Cristal. We're a nobody band traveling the
What is
the,
no,
the,
that's
the,
like
the,
buy
the,
these
the
Yoo-hoos
music
on
assholes
Amazon.
of the East Coast.
Rob, Vanessa, and Daniel, what is the official drink of the Rubik's Pubes? Well, I mean, if
Right
you
now?
say it is one
no.
There's
drink that
two.
defines us as a tribe, what is that drink?
One being the pickleback.
Yes, which is whiskey followed by pickle juice.
No, it's Old Crow. It's Old Crow and
Old
pickle
Crow.
juice.
That's whiskey.
Yeah. Well, that was. Well, no, yeah, but it was originally Old
It
Crow.
was
That was the
awesome.
first. That was
That was the
the
first
first
pickleback.
pickleback. Was Old Crow.
Vanessa,
I
that's the
hope
story.
I haven't
I know
done
the
that.
history.
What's the second
And the second
drink?
one's the Jaeger bomb.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah.
That's
I
all.
don't
We
want
got
to
two
be.
songs
I don't
on.
want to be known as the Yoko of the band, though. If this is the question that caused the split.
Oh, I hate them both already.
It makes sense.
You're
Yoko
American.
and Peas. Both.
What?
No, don't worry about it.
Yoko and Peas doing Merkins. The Merkins, which is the Rubik's Pube cover band.
The Smirkin' Merkins.
I kind of want to hear
The
Yoko Ono
Smirkin'
sing our
Merkins,
songs.
Buddy. The Smirkin' Merkins.
I kind of want to hear that. What that was.
What's,
Give me enough money for
don't
that.
Snoops McNews guy and Jim Macon know one of Yoko Ono's cousins, Peas? What's her name?
Chop Suey.
That's racist.
Man, I'd love
You
to.
can't say that.
You
How
can
she,
say that on podcast.
how's she doing, Peas?
It's not racist if it's peas.
Well,
Because he's senile, we let it happen.
recently and found
We took
out
a survey,
she was
it's not.
allergic, she just went to the doctor recently. Thanks for asking. And turns out she's allergic to orange chicken, and that was like her favorite food. And she doesn't know what she's gonna eat. And so Chop
That
Suey
sucks.
is really concerned about how she's going to replace that staple in her diet with something else. Maybe a delicious dish with bean sprouts, celery, and onion in it.
Did she get that breast reduction surgery yet? Or is she still hot?
You know, she did, and she regrets it. She thinks she went one size too low, and maybe should have settled for a happy medium.
That was like a black hole
Thanks for
titty.
asking, Fidd. Chop Suey is going to be nice to hear that you said hello about her.
The titty is now like
I mean,
been erased,
come
and now
on.
it's like a void that needs
Come on,
to be
Peas.
filled.
This is our big break. This is our interview with Rubik's Pube. We don't get
Well,
to
here's
hear.
the thing.
We don't get to hear like a correspondence piece from Chop
You
Suey.
know that she got engaged.
Can you get her on
You
the
guys
phone?
know that she got.
He's just unplugging his cable now. He's just trying to make it look like problems. You ducking out, Peas?
This is,
Mute.
this is a hard-hitting interview.
I think he's trying to contact Mrs. Chop Suey.
Yeah.
Yeah, get her on the phone.
Yeah. Well, it's a satellite connection, you know. It takes a while to dial up.
Hey, Peas. We're pre-recording, so I can tell you this casually. Reset your connection.
I think his audio actually cut out.
No, it really did.
His audio really cut.
Did
Oh.
you say he was muted in the Discord room?
We can't hear. There we go. Oh my God.
Hey, Reverend Rob, could you hand me
Pete
a
has a
Heineken
question
out of that
for you.
fridge?
Absolutely. There is like one more Heineken, and I was looking at it, but I was like, that is Fidd Chewley's.
Well, actually, there's more than that. They're just not in the fridge yet.
Well, I didn't know that.
It's like another 12-pack.
Oh, well, fucking yeah.
21st century schizoid man.
There's another 12-pack.
Where the streets have no name.
Rubik's Pube was a bullfrog.
Rubik's Pube was a bullfrog.
Dun, dun,
3 of them in 1 trench coat.
dun, dun.
That's it. That's all I got.
This has been an interesting.
Are we still on the air?
I can't pee.
We're rolling.
I can't even pee.
Do you wanna?
There's
You
another.
can.
Can I use the other restroom?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, I guess take 5, everybody.
Alrighty.
Holy shit.
Smoke them if you got them.
This might go.
I'm glad we went through all the work of writing the mails and getting a band name. And Peas is just, I mean, he's on fire tonight. So I'm just letting him drive.
Let peas be peas.
Oh, well, looks like he's coming back.
Oh no.
Hi, peas.
Thanks for the warning.
I'm warning you now. It looks like he's coming back.
Uh-oh.
Where there is a peas.
And there's peas.
Where there is a peas, there is a peasness.
I think his audio's still cut out.
Whoa.
Huh?
It's 10:30 p.m. Do you know how close your child is to the peasness?
Too close.
Honestly, I mean, that we got like 35 minutes there. And because there's like no show bits, that's just what I can wrap around it with tomorrow.
And it's pre-recorded.
It's pre-recorded.
Wow.
Pre-recorded material. You are safe to say politically incorrect things. We'll take it out in post.
Quick, before Peas gets back, do your
That's-
interview with the pubes.
Alright, give us the questions.
Hey, so you guys, do
Rapid
you
fire.
like Fruity Pebbles or Cocoa Pebbles?
Fruity
Cocoa
Pebbles.
Pebbles.
Fruity Cocoa.
Oh, you mix? You do like a suicide? You take some, like, the box of cocoa and the box of fruity and you, like, dump them into your bowl at the same
Yeah,
time?
after the milk.
Oh, whoa. That's dangerous because you're going to get, like, a lot of splashage.
No, that's smart.
Going on.
That maintains your crunch factor. If you
Nobody asked you, Peas. I'm trying to do an interview here.
It's a crunch factor.
I'm trying to do a
She knows what I
show.
mean. She knows what I mean. Crunch factor.
Let the man talk, please.
You still have plenty of. You got like at least a good solid 3 minutes before you start losing crunch with Fruity Pebbles.
So
So
you don't have to tell
It just turns to mush.
Peas about losing crunch.
Yeah, his hands is mushy.
Yo, you mushy.
Yup, you mushy bro.
Just smoke a cigarette. You guys are hurting my feelings.
When was the last time you had crunch, Peas? When was the last time you got some good crunch going?
I'm gonna be Peas in this conversation.
Well, yeah, here's the
1987
thing.
was the last time I felt crunchy.
I've been doing a lot of
Very
cooking lately, and I've been doing Pacific Rim cooking, so it's a lot of sushi, a lot of rolls, a lot of different Japan,
A lot of
Okinawa,
monsters.
Korean dishes. So
He's
a
done it
lot
with
of that
rim jobs
has
at
crispy
first.
onions that you sprinkle on it. So I've been getting a lot of onion crunch in the last 3 days from all the sushi and shit I've made, bitches.
Is that classically trained French sushi, Peas?
No, I'm branching out, dude. I'm using my French-trained cooking skills to transform into a Pacific Rim fusion chef,
Well, aren't you bougie?
bitches.
Bitches.
You could call it specific rims.
Yep. Okay, it's copyrighted. I'm writing that down.
There's the
I'm
only time
mailing
we'll
that
hit
to
that
myself.
tonight.
I'm gonna mail that to myself, so it's like the same as the copyright. And I won't open the email until we see to each other.
Speaking of seeing, we can't see you, Peas. Where'd you go?
Come back to us.
Well, I thought maybe that was the problem with
You are
the
coming in
sound.
clear. You are coming
Is
in
the
a little
video
clear.
was bad.
Oh,
I
there's.
thought the video was bad. You know, I gotta
Were
get
your
this-
fiber optics like whittled together by hand by the pioneers out there or
I'm
something?
using the
You get text
DSL,
messages by
that's what
covered
the
wagon?
government makes me do.
Well, there's 5 of us over here,
DSL.
and Peas thinks that our time is worthless because he's gonna go smoke a cigarette while we just sit here and just, I don't know, shit our pants.
Wither away, smoke cigarettes, drink beer, cry.
Whatever you guys want to do, I don't care. I'm not trying to impose upon you. Do what you want during the break.
It's okay to
Are
say
we
that
still
now.
on break, Peas?
We're not on break
Are
anymore.
we? Because if we
Never.
were never
on break.
I took a piss. We're not on break.
I make my drink and I didn't get to get my cigarette.
Make his drink and get a cigarette. Are you having a Nigerian prince tonight, Peas?
I sure am. His name's Alibaba. And he's got a big, lucrative deal. He's got a bunch
What
of
does he sound like,
$100
Peas?
bills that have been painted black.
What does he
He's
sound
got a
like?
special compound that removes the black paint, and then I can circulate it myself and split half the profits.
How does he sound
It's
when
gonna
he
be a
talks?
sweet deal.
He sounds a little like this.
Yeah.
Good job,
Yogi
David.
Bear.
That was my Nigerian friend.
Hey, whoa, it's me, Alibaba. Whoa, hey, I'm trying to be a Nigerian prince over here. Whoa, hey.
What you don't understand is that I'm the Nigerian prince over here.
Whoa.
What's his name?
The sound effects do it.
Frank.
Frank Baba.
Frank Baba.
Lesser known guitar virtuoso.
Yeah.
Arabic.
Why'd you turn me down, Fox?
Because you was blowing out.
Well, I can't, I have no reference here, man. I'll just trust the system.
We can hear you.
I'm gonna
Don't you
trust
guys,
the
now
system.
listen, Daniel, you smoke, right?
No.
Really? I thought you did
It's a
smoke.
good time
Did
to
you
start.
Just recently quit?
No, yeah, I smoke. Why?
Well, because I feel like you look like you need a cigarette.
Can you not see us?
Do you?
Are you guys smoking? So that's some bullshit.
I'm literally here smoking a
So you
cigarette.
can't see us at all.
And I'm not allowed. 'Cause, listen, don't you guys want to hear us play some of your songs on the radio?
Absolutely.
God.
Please play our song.
Tell
I would love
Fox-
to hear myself.
Tell Fox to play one.
What did you call me?
Mox. Mox. You called him Mox.
Socks?
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
I thought I heard
Dr. Two Socks over here.
No,
Wait a
I
second.
don't have my spit plate in front of my microphone, so it just sounded like that. No one's calling you Ox. but
Wait a second, Peas. Are you more drunk than I am right now?
It's
Because that would make me
possible.
feel
It's
better
possible.
about myself.
How can we gauge such a thing? Can
I
we give them like a test?
Arm
We have a
wrestling?
drunk off.
You could. We could have a test.
Yeah, let's do it.
Arm wrestling?
Drunk off.
We need some kind of quick metric, though. Something.
I, for one, will not be egged on by a guy who's had 3 Yoo-hoos.
I've had 2 of these strange shots of toilet water and chocolate byproduct. I
That's
have
the-
not been
Yeah,
drinking
Yoo-hoo.
Yoo-hoo. I don't freebase Yoo-hoo. I resent the charges of my Yoo-hoo use.
In Yoo-hoo,
So let's get down to the test. I want you to
Way.
extend your arm to your left arm to all the way out. Yes, and I want you to touch your nose. Touch your nose.
He's playing the drums.
That was you missed.
He's soloing.
I said left arm.
let's not get technical.
All right.
Anyway, guys, you guys chat amongst yourselves, and I'll be right back.
Thank you.
Wow. He thinks he's hot shit. He can just
Quick,
go
Pib,
and
while
take
Peas
a
is gone, do
break.
your interview with Rubix
I'm
Pube.
gonna wear my headphones though. I'm gonna wear my headphones though, so I can hear if you say bad shit about me while I'm getting my cigarette.
Well, good. We wouldn't want you to miss any context.
Do what you want. Do what you want.
All right.
All right, now time for the real interview.
Today we have with us. Today we have with us Rubix Pube. These are literally the members of the band. Literally. Okay? Like, you can't get more Rubix Pube actually in person than you can by just having all of these guys.
Literally.
Literally in person. And here you are. Thank you for joining us. And me, and by us I mean me, because
Thank you for having us.
I've been really sad lately,
You're welcome.
and
I've missed you, Fidd.
I was really
It's been a
like you
while.
guys, and I've just been really sad lately. And like to see you guys right now, it's like it just makes me feel happier. It reminds me of better times.
Yeah, like that time you like broke your leg and bled all over the
It's
place.
just,
That was a
it's
lot of
just
fun.
like life isn't easy.
No, it's not.
It's just not. Okay.
Are you okay?
Just don't think. Just don't
Well, no, I'm
Don't
I
Okay.
have to interview you guys, but I'm okay.
All right.
Rubik's Pube.
Yes.
When was the last time you guys were all like, yeah, like like you did something that was like, yeah, like as a group, like collectively.
That ties into my question, because I was going to ask, when was like your last group shit?
I was gonna answer with the shit story.
I was gonna say
so.
it's literally the same time.
Do you like the Celtic knot together?
So okay.
Yeah.
Just with that shit story.
Well, I don't know how much the hive mind was involved, but I took a pretty mean shit at Target today, and I really was like, yeah! And then I told Rob, I was like, dude, it was crazy. It was kind of unwipeable.
That was more of the hide mind. Hind mind.
Hind mind.
Hindy mind. Yeah, no, I mean, I've had some good shits over the past few years, but nothing like before I joined this band. But they've made me constipated, so I don't really enjoy any of my shits anymore.
Well, here's to you for saying all of those answers and not this show.
And a lot
You're
of
welcome.
people that get into Rubik's Pube, they find that their shitakery is infinitely improved after having listened to even one Rubik's Pube show.
Yeah, we're the first laxative rock band.
We'll give you diarrhea.
I thought that was smooth jazz.
It's been replaced by Rubik's Pube.
We're smooth jazz.
We are.
We're easy listening.
Have you not heard
Yeah.
Ryan Red Bull? It's got that whole breakdown,
There's that one part, yeah.
Where
But nobody
jazz
has
is
heard it
well.
because
Can I get one more breakdown from the drummer, please?
Yeah.
How's it go? I like that. We didn't get the sound bite, but we got the mime bite.
That's pretty
We're
good.
gonna turn that into an NFT.
If you don't have eyes, you're not gonna get it. I'm sorry. And you know what? We don't feel bad.
Dr. Fox and I are going to split the $7 million of the NFT of that we sell. So, thank you.
We're gonna both
You're
roll
welcome.
with Elvis Martini.
Oh no, I'm not splitting with him. That's like working with Fidd.
Oh, you're not?
Oh,
You
welcome
have
back, Bees. Glad you decided to just rejoin the show.
I've got the screen behind me, so I don't have
Grace
to
us
turn
with your
around to
presence.
see peas.
Me, you guys were gonna do some bodily function bits, and the piece doesn't like that kind of stuff, so I bowed out. That's all. That's
Oh
all.
wait, you don't see us, right?
Now I see you from time to time. Yeah, I'm seeing you right now. There you go.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. All right.
Well, in that case,
Rob is very handsome, of course.
Oh,
but,
thank you.
Putting a little bit of glare out on that part of the screen that I have to look away. It's like when an angel appears on the earth and it's got like 1,000 eyes and the big wings and you can't look at it directly because it'll make you go mad. That's kind of like how you've got to avert your eyes when you see Rob. Even at X Day, I found myself doing that. It's a weird thing. I hope that if I ever meet Timothy Oliphant, it won't be like that. But right now, that's where I'm at with Rob. It's tough.
Thank you.
It takes a handsome man to know a handsome man.
It's true.
It does,
You smell around.
And
Like,
Rev
it's not like I
very
get a
handsome, so
boner
that should
or
be, you should
anything.
take that as a compliment.
I
Nobody
don't
would
like
judge
to
you if you
seem
did.
like
It's
that.
fine. You can
I mean, there
be
could
who you want to be.
there could be a mild tightening, but it's not like arousal in any way, shape, or the
So it's like a strong twitch.
I think it's a like a respectful hello, Alpha, and then you're like, yeah, Alpha P's, yeah. It's a little respect.
Absolutely
it's
mutual.
Our two packs don't intersect too much, but it's,
Yeah, we
it's
don't
good.
want to.
It's
We
good.
don't want to clash. It's better to
Right.
make
Well,
to make
Joe
peace.
Strummer had difficult times with
Respectfully.
Nick all the time.
Yeah. What was that last
That's
one?
your interview
Listen.
question for Rubix Pube?
It's about me.
I don't
That's
mean
your
to be
interview
selfish.
Making your dick
I don't mean to be selfish, but did you guys play the song "Let's All Go to the Stupid Bitch's Wedding"?
Yes.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah,
make
we-
a song
we
from
did.
it?
Absolutely, yeah. It was great.
And how about "I'm Bob's Pet Monkey"?
We actually ran them right into each other. We made like an epic song with
For
both
the first
of them.
and last time ever.
Yeah, this is gonna be
One and
so-
only.
We need first and last time, Vanessa. What's
It was
up?
one and
What's
only,
up?
one and done, and you missed it.
What if those are like your hits, and you're just leaving them on the side of the road like they're a box of kittens?
Well, honestly, they were terrible. They were fucking awful.
That's outrageous.
I mean, but it wasn't your lyrics. It was the music.
Don't do the box of kittens to me thing, please. Come on. Don't say kittens.
I want you to tighten that shit up. Make some fucking great works of art.
Make a song out of it.
Here's the thing. I'm thinking, in my mind, and I should have said this before, I think that, I know you guys don't do ballads, but I think "Let's All Go to the Stupid Bitch's Wedding" should be a ballad.
Okay, and like the White Snake vein.
Not a White Snake type of ballad, more like
You said White Snake vein, and I just...
more like a striper ballad. I think that's
That was my
really
favorite
the
part of
tone
the
that you
I just tuned out whatever P said.
I've been doing that for 200 episodes.
I'm thinking this
I can't do this any longer. I love you, Peas. I love you, Peas. Of all the people I've met in the
I love
last
you
year,
guys.
you're one of my favorite
I'm
people.
Really, I am so proud of the three of you and what you've accomplished and the presence that you're making on stage. Every time I see you guys perform, I'm excited about it. I'm excited to be your friend. I'm excited that you guys are friends and doing something that you really all seem to be enjoying. And I know from my brief, sojourn around this fucking giant sun, that when it really comes down to it, the most important things that happen in your life is when you're doing something that you really enjoy with some really good friends. And it seems like you guys really have that. You've really got something that you're building up on. And there's a part of me like rooting for you 100%. But man, I'm envious of that. It's such a fun thing to do with a couple of other people, is create music and jam and play. And I know that some of the best times in my life were for when I was doing that, and I just got mad props and respect for all three of you on what you've accomplished. I've known a couple of you for a while, and to see you become the Rubix Pubes is fabulous. And then to introduce me to like my man crush Rob, it's through that relationship. It's just I couldn't be more excited for you guys.
Bees,
And
let
more of a
me
fanboy
save
and
you.
more of a,
Let me
like,
save you a little
a
effort.
cheerleader
I
for
told
you.
all
I
of
enjoy
this
your
time.
interview. You're very lucky that Peas likes you.
I told all of this to them yesterday to try to get into the show without having to pay, and they they told me I still had to pay. So I just.
Well, it makes sense.
We appreciate the love, but we're broke.
Yeah, I mean, like, we made him pay extra.
You pay in other ways.
But
Yeah.
think of the exposure.
To what? Gonorrhea?
Luckily, my rent is 800 exposures.
Yeah.
How convenient.
You're having fun though, right? I mean, you guys got to be having fun. You keep doing it.
You're having fun,
The worst time of my life.
We're having a great time. Don't listen to him.
No, I literally couldn't imagine myself doing anything else. Like, this is it, you know? Like, I am so incredibly lucky to be doing what I love with the people that I love, surrounded by people who love us.
Are we not doing the bad news segment anymore?
So you
Bad
guys-
news is
you
we're
guys
not
are
a
like
band
a-
anymore. No.
I was
You guys
hoping
are
that you were going to play
power
some, like,
trio,
really
and that's
sad
like-
music
That would
during
be
that
good.
entire monologue.
You guys are.
We'll get it in post.
All right.
I never get to say that.
Go ahead, Pete.
Listen, you guys are a classical power punk trio. You know, you got the three of you together, and I want to ask you, just out of curiosity, where do the song ideas come from? How do you develop the music behind the lyrics?
We are 57
Do
minutes
you
in.
guys
You're gonna
each play a
start the
role?
interview now.
Do you guys each play a role in doing that? How does that coalesce?
I do come up with ideas.
From nothing into something that you guys perform.
I come up with ideas, but they're not at all formed. Sometimes they have a structure, but once I show it to the guys, it turns into like a and then it becomes a thing. So it really is all equal parts, even if I'm fronting the band. Like, I couldn't do it without throwing it at these guys.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm getting at, is that a trio. You know, when you got 4 or 5 people in a band, there's a different dynamic. When there's just 3 people there, the bass player's really, you know, balancing off the guitar as well as, you know, driving the beat with the drums. There's a lot of fills that
They
you
hold it
need.
down. What a band. They really do. Like, that's all they do is hold it down, and I can freak out at my own will.
That's pretty much the formula.
It's the formula. That's sweet.
It is. It's a
Now-
beautiful recipe.
So, if you come up with a lyric or an idea, how do you guys apply a music to that? Because here's my thing. I was in a couple of different bands. I write, as you know, really bad lyrics, but I could never figure out how to get the cadence of my lyrics to go to a melody, and I've always been confused. Should I start with a bass line? Should I start with a repetitive riff in the guitar, or like a drum beat? How do you guys work that shit out?
I don't know, like...
I think, if I may, I think it really helps to have musicians that you connect with musically. Like, me and Ness have been playing together forever, and Rob just connects with us, and
Showed up.
and I think that makes coming up with melodies and all that easier, because most of the times it's like take 1 or take 2, like we'll have at least a form down where we're like, all right, that's solid.
I have, like,
do you guys use
orphan
anything
lyrics.
like a click track or anything, or this is just all?
No. So the albums, they're recorded with a basic track of guitar, bass, and drums, and so the songs are obviously already written, and then we put down the meat of it, and then Vanessa goes on top of it with the overdubs and the vocals. But honestly, that we do as little work as humanly possible
Tell me about it.
for you to consider it palpable music.
Sam, now you guys have alluded to this in a couple of the other questions,
Only
but
your
I know
feet
from
say
my
palpable.
own experience in playing with a trio, you talked about a mental connection, and I want to go back to that a little bit, because I know that when I played with my power trio, there is a huge mental connection. There are things that you do, even if it's the wrong note, your drummer's right there with you to like make the pause and then fucking whack it out a couple more to where it sounds like the right note. And
we've definitely
and
had
I sense a lot of
all the
listen
time.
to a lot of house music. It's on the sense it's a punk, and I don't want to put you in a genre. It's a lot of different things.
It's a punk.
Performance art. It's a lot of great things, but I really, and please let me know if I'm wrong. There's a really strong, and Daniel said this earlier, it's a strong musical connection about knowing which each person's strength is and playing to that and covering for it when there's a mistake. Do you agree with that, or is that what you're saying when you say that?
Yeah, people pay for mistakes, believe it or not. They pay money to see us fuck up. We'll start a song and I'll yell at them and tell them they fucking embarrassed me, and then we'll do it again. And then after the show, I just really curb stomp them.
Yeah, it really just goes back to, when I was a child and I would make a mistake and, they would beat me with the rod, and, that was really comforting in some ways.
Is that where your name came from?
Yeah, that was the Rob.
Really
And excuse me, please. Excuse me. I was in the middle of a touching moment. Give me a second. So, Herbie rating us when we make mistakes really just makes me think of home. Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing, because I know you focused a little bit on the mistake aspect of the question, but what I was talking about is you play kind of a, maybe it's not in the progression, but you bang it as a bass player. This is to you, Rob. And then, rather than like try to get back into that other groove, you bang that note a couple more times to make it seem like, all right, I didn't this is what I meant to do, or let's do this thing. And I found when I did shit like that, my drummer would know, and he'd know, he'd throw this other piece of it in, where that transition that initially started as a mistake really became kind of this like groove that led to something else. And I see that in your guys' music. So when I was really getting at, do you feel that mental connection of being able to bounce off each other's riffs, whether it starts out as a mistake, because that doesn't seem like a good way to go with you guys, or just like, hey, I made this change or this different choice?
Yeah, no, in all reality or seriousness, absolutely. I mean, there's definitely a big mental connection, and ladies and gentlemen, Fidd Chewley. King.
He's just going out to get sick.
For the show.
On time for the show.
He's just going outside to vomit. You'll be fine.
This segment of Time of the Show is brought to you by Fidd Chewley peeing.
Let me ask you something. And I'm sure that every band thinks about this, especially you guys seem pretty tight. You're on the road together. You spend a lot of time together. If you had to say our band is missing one thing,
no, we lost the mic that way.
Another player or whatever, what do you think the answer to that would be? Would you ever consider bringing in a Billy Preston for a certain change or a certain sound? Have you ever even thought about that?
We enjoy jamming with other people.
We've considered synth players, but we don't want to fuck up the power trio. Like, these are my buddies.
Band dynamics are incredibly important. So being able to get along with the people,
no, absolutely,
like just aside from the music completely, having personalities that don't want to kill each other after spending some time on the road together or time in the studio together is really important.
We want to kill each other, but like we all accept that and are on the same page about it.
Yeah, it's in a really loving way.
Let me ask you that. You guys kind of bring up the subject. What's the worst thing that's has anything ever happened where you said, I'm not sure I want to do this?
Another beer.
I mean, we get all sorts of feedback from people. Believe it or not, it's discouraging sometimes. But I don't know. I know it's my purpose, so I don't really give a shit.
You need to move to LA.
Okay,
yeah, that's what we get a lot.
This isn't just music in my mind, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I read too much into it, but there's a huge part of this that you're committing as an artist into almost a performance art type of thing, using music as the medium. Would you agree with that, or am I way off base?
Yeah, no, you're right. It's very high
As
energy.
musicians, do you use music?
Yeah, we use music sometimes.
What?
Sometimes the music uses me.
True.
She's a cool mistress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so now here's some fanboy questions. Rob, what's your, and I'm going to ask each one of you the same question. Rob, what's your favorite part about being in the band?
Playing shows, turning people on to our music is just the best.
Okay.
You know, having
Vanessa,
people come up
you
after the
like
show and tell me how awesome I am, that shit feels good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
So now
And I try to act
Vanessa-
humble about it, but, you know, it's hard because there's that big grin on my face like, yeah, thanks.
Vanessa, now it's the same question. You can't answer it the same way he did. That's a cheat. So if that was your answer, you now on the spot have to come up with a different one.
Ah, fuck. Alright. Well, I like the fact that I have to put my breathing on manual mode normally, and it takes me about 5 songs, and then my lungs just open up, and then like a beam shoots out of my fucking head, and I can just yell at anyone and do anything, and it's kind of...
Steel beam.
Yeah, it's kind... Yes. It's kind of, metaphysical.
That after this segment, you should definitely play Metal Chunk about a steel beam lodging into her head. But go ahead, Dan.
Wait, Pease has to ask you his question.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You don't know what the question is.
Do you play music?
No.
Do you like the drums?
So Daniel, same thing. Vanessa, most of your stuff got cut out on my end. I had a follow-up question for you, but I'm just going to go to Daniel because he's on me, and he'll be off. Daniel, the same question. What do you think?
That happens to you.
What was the original question again? What was it? What's my favorite part about playing
Ask
in the
Rob.
band?
He remembers.
Do you believe potty training has damaged your perception of bowel movements? And what's your favorite part about music?
All right, Rob. Thanks for helping. No,
You're
dude,
welcome.
it's like, what's your favorite part of doing this?
My favorite part of doing this, it's...
Can't be their answer.
I know, it's semi-similar to Vanessa's, but
You just said you could do it!
it's not the same.
I
It's
mean,
different.
original,
It's
Dan.
different. It is original. For me, my favorite
Only
part
unique
is
experiences here.
that it's an outlet for me. It allows me to be creative
your
and
phone.
expressive and charge my phone and my mental batteries for society. And it
Rob quit.
allows me to be me and be
It's
free.
just a trio now.
It just-
It's one of the only things that I can do. It's as easy as breathing for me. You know, it's so a part of me. It's so ingrained in me that it would feel unnatural if I wasn't playing music and being in a
This
band.
is my last question. This is my last question, and it's really not a question for Rob because it only.
Too bad, because he's not here.
Well, he
He's
left,
gone.
So yeah.
Yeah, he left, but that's fine. He's probably gonna go throw up over Fidd Chewley's throw up so he can mark his territory. But here's the thing. I've known you guys mostly through going to X Day and the Church of the Subgenius and really having a great time with you guys at a great event and, being around a lot of creative people. But I'm curious, do you guys credit any of the influence of, not me, but I mean just being at X Day? I have a theory about X Day that it's like a muse and it really invokes a lot of creative juices in you that can carry on for months. Do you guys attribute any of the Pube's success, and there's no other word to call it but success? You guys are touring, you're doing stuff, you're playing a lot of shows, you're having fun, you're doing your art. Do you attribute any of that to the influence of Bob or X Day at all, or is that just
How much
you were
do
in
you
that
owe
and you were
Peas?
already
How much royalties?
Well, yeah, it is some sort of reassuring recharge. I mentioned earlier, it's one of the hardest things to be an introvert and an entertainer. So I think doing subgenius shenanigans kind of brings me with like-minded introverts and
Now, would you
weirdos.
call yourself an introvert? Even with your great stage presence now, you would say
That's
you're
what
an
you
introvert?
would think. Well, yeah, I get to channel some weird, blinding rage for a little bit and then just go back to my pile of cats.
Except this weekend where you just get the blinding lights.
Yeah.
Which is nice too.
All right, Peas. Man, that's enough to do a show. So I think you should just apologize to Rubik's Pube and call it.
Alright, I'll do it.
You
How
ready?
many minutes do you
I
have?
want to hear an apology piece right now.
I give you 2 minutes.
Starting now.
Well, sure, but we'll do it.
And go.
It's a special addendum, special show with our greatest friends in the whole world, Rubik's Pube. If you remember, they were instrumental and just fabulous in their performances at X Day that we hosted last year.
I see
And they're
what you
back
did
in
there with
Orlando
instrumental.
again at the end of their East Coast tour and finishing it up at Uncle Lou's with some great new original material and some of their fabulous stuff from their last album that involves time traveling, but I can't remember the whole name, and for that, I'm super sorry. But it's a good album. I've been listening to it for 5 years, and I'm so glad the three of them finally decided to produce it and put it out there because it was really worth the wait. But here's the greatest thing about this. We're all together doing stuff and making things happen. There's nothing better than talking to my friends Rob, Vanessa, and Daniel about the art that they're out there every week. They're not just doing things once or twice a year. They're out every week. They're out
Just did name the whole
doing
band.
stuff and doing their thing and finding their slack. And if nothing else, besides the fact their music is great, you should take an example from another group of artists within our community actually chasing and fulfilling and manifesting their dreams. Because that's where the magic and power from John Life comes from. And it's been my absolute pleasure to spend time with them, drunken Fidd Chewley, and the semi-sober Dr. August Fox. While it wasn't a regular show and needs a very firm apology, I apologize that the interview didn't start until the end of the show, but that's how comedy works. Ask Chris Rock.
He won't return my calls.
That's it, buddy. Was that 2 minutes? I think that was like 2:20.
I wasn't counting. But you did great. Thank you.
Wait, aren't you going to apologize to me personally?
Yeah, apologize to me too.
I mentioned your name. What else do you want?
I
you
would
mean
like a
bastard?
direct apology.
I'm not gonna fall back.
Fidd Chewley, I'm sorry that I made fun of your Union soldier hat and your skull wearing a Mexican sombrero and thought it meant some kind of political message, when in reality it just means that it was laundry day.
Alright, well, your apology made me laugh, so that is considered an acceptance.
We're gonna give 8 points to Peas.
I forgive you.
There you go.
It's 8
That's-
points.
How it works.
So right now we've got Fidd Chewley on top with 73 points. August Fox, he's got -2 points because he hasn't done
I
shit
really
to help
wish
us.
I could have been there.
Vanessa's got 33 points. I've got
Yeah, you guys.
16,
I
and
wish I
Dan
could
has
have been there.
123. Dan is our winner. Thank you very much. Thank you for playing.
There you go.
There you go. All right, we'll cut. We're
The
recording
fuck up.
this one.
Well, kids, that is this week's episode of Time for the Show. I'm Dr. Fox. We'll see you next week.